and welcome to this edition of News Leader on 6. Today is Tuesday, March the 23rd, 2021. I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, more Tennesseans are becoming eligible for COVID-19 vaccinations. IRS is warning people about scammers, and the Tullahoma aldermen met last night, and we'll bring you highlights. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
Now open in Tullahoma, Parkview Senior Living, an affordable, luxurious retirement community that active seniors love to call home. We encourage a healthy, independent lifestyle with few restrictions. Abundant amenities mean you live burden-free in a beautiful, safe home with other like-minded seniors. Still enjoy friends and family, along with your supplemental healthcare needs. See for yourself how wonderful retirement can be. Tour Parkview Senior Living today.
Hello, I'm Ray Noest, and as Mayor of Tullahoma, I'm strongly urging all of our citizens to follow the guidelines of CDC in helping control this virus, COVID-19. But I'm especially advising all of us to wear face coverings or masks anytime we're in a social setting where we can't maintain a distance of 6 feet or more. So be kind to your neighbor. Wear your mask.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
Welcome back. Tennessee is expanding COVID-19 vaccination eligibility, and effective March 18th, all Tennesseans age 55 and older and those in Phase 2 of the state's COVID-19 vaccination plan are eligible for vaccinations. Phase 2 includes those who work in settings that have experienced high numbers of COVID-19 infection clusters and whose work is critical to continuing vital state operations. These groups include child welfare and adult protective service agency workers with direct public exposure, commercial food manufacturing workers, commercial agriculture workers involved in production and safety of food supplies and commodities, correction systems workers not previously covered under Phase 1A1, public transit drivers and maintenance personnel, people working in other transportation, public infrastructure, telecommunications, and utility industries. By April 5th, all Tennesseans age 16 and over will become eligible for COVID-19 vaccination. Eligibility for those in Phase 3 of the state's COVID-19 vaccination plan will run concurrently with age-based eligibility. Phase 3 includes residents and staff members of congregate living facilities, including college dormitories, group homes and shelters, and those in the correction system. Phase 3 also includes grocery store workers who were not eligible for vaccination based on previous age or risk-based categories. To help ensure vaccines are available to these populations, direct allocations of vaccines will be made to these facilities. Tennessee continues to see increasing supplies of COVID-19 vaccines, which allows the state to rapidly accelerate eligibility to receive the vaccination. The Tennessee Department of Health requests every dose of COVID-19 vaccine made available to the state. 2.9 million COVID-19 vaccine doses have been delivered to Tennessee providers to date. We're expecting approximately 311,000 vaccine doses week of March 22nd. The state is also expecting new allocations of Johnson & Johnson vaccine the week of March 29th, which will increase weekly supplies by 30%. Here's a statement from Governor Lee.
Hey, Tennessee, we're starting our week with big news, and I wanted you to be the first to know. Starting today, 2 new groups are eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccine across the state. This includes Tennesseans 55 and older, as well as folks who work in critical infrastructure industries. If you're age 55 plus or employed in critical infrastructure industries and want to receive the COVID-19 vaccine, I encourage you to book an appointment today. And here's the big news. No later than April 5th, every Tennessean age 16 and up will be eligible to receive the vaccine. And a few Tennessee counties will start that process in the upcoming days. The federal government has asked us to make sure every adult can receive access by May 1st, and Tennessee will beat that deadline. As you make plans for spring and summer, remember two important dates. The vaccine is now available to those 55 and older, as well as certain critical infrastructure industries through the end of the month. And on April 5th, statewide eligibility opens up to all Tennesseans 16 and older. To find a vaccine appointment near you, please visit vaccinefinder.org.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
This is the face of a fighter.
I'm fighting to keep Tennesseans working.
I'm fighting for time with my friends.
I'm fighting for football on Saturday.
I'm fighting to see my students back in the classroom.
We're fighting for our small business.
I'm fighting to keep my family safe.
Whatever you're fighting for, it's time for all Tennesseans to fight back. Until there's a vaccine for COVID-19, this is the face of a fighter. Face it, masks fight COVID-19.
Hi, I'm Fran Gray with Alzheimer's Tennessee. When you receive a diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease for yourself or someone you love, please know that you do not have to go through this journey alone. Alzheimer's Tennessee is here for you to provide support and education, all the help you may need to get through this challenge. Our number is 931-434-2348. We encourage you to give us a call. We're here to help.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. At last night's Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting, Aubrey Sharon was honored as honorary alderman.
We do have someone new sitting around the dais here this evening, our honorary alderman. And I've had an opportunity to meet Miss Aubrey Sharon earlier this evening and learn what an outstanding student she is and what an outstanding member of our Tullahoma band she is. But I'm going to defer to Alderman Blackwell to introduce Ms. Sharon because she's our liaison to the city school system. And Ms. Blackwell.
Absolutely. This is Aubrey Sharon. She is a senior at THS this year. She is the senior. She's a senior and she is the captain of the band, which is a big deal. Member of FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Student Council class president who has a lot of entrepreneurial and a lot of community service experience. I was really impressed with her resume, specifically about all the things she's been involved in, from Blue Monarch to many other nonprofits in the area. So that was really impressive to me. She's also hoping to go, and I'm going to say this without crying, Duke University or Nova Southeastern for legal studies. I went to Carolina, so my biggest rival is Duke. But this is Aubrey. I'm so excited that she's here and ready to be our honorary alderman this year.
Thank you for having me.
Mrs. Sharon, we're certainly glad to have you, and at this time, if you would stand in front of our flag there, I have a certificate I'd like to present to you. Honorary Alderman Sherman, is there anything going on at high school these days?
A lot of work, actually.
Well, I mean that you'd care to share with us.
I take AP Literature. It's pretty fun. I learn a lot about, and we're reading Sense and Sensibility, so it's pretty enlightening, yeah. And then I take AP Calculus with Miss Carter. Miss Carter, she's absolutely wonderful teacher. And then I'd go to band for the rest of the class until I check out at like 4:30. I leave there. So it's actually pretty awesome.
It sounds like you're a busy student.
I am, yeah. I don't leave the school every day until around 5 to 7 because I'm there doing stuff for the band program.
Very good. Good luck with your career.
Thank you so much.
Sounds like you have a career well planned.
The Tennessee General Assembly unanimously passed a bill creating lifetime orders of protection for victims of violent crimes and now heads to Governor Bill Lee's desk for his signature. House Bill 434 creates a lifetime order of protection to strictly prohibit communication between an offender and their victim. Republican leaders partnered with Nikki Gozer, a victim of stalking, to create this legislation. She was present in the House chamber for the unanimous vote on Monday. Gozer's stalker shot and killed her husband Ben in front of her in a crowded restaurant in 2009. Her stalker has been behind bars serving time for second-degree murder, but has continued to try to contact Gozer, sending her letters from prison. Offenders that violate the order could receive up to a Class A misdemeanor, ensuring that these penalties will tack significant time onto ongoing sentences. The legislation is retroactive, so persons who have previously been victimized can receive lifelong orders of protection. This bill also permits service of ex parte orders of protection for up to 1 year from issuance. We'll be right back with more News Leader after these messages.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. It's a Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
This pandemic has hit us hard, but Tennesseans don't stay down for long. We're known for our resilience, and we refuse to back down from a challenge. This challenge is no different. You might be out of work, but there's an opportunity waiting for you. We need you to roll up your sleeves and join our workforce. Right now, thousands of jobs are ready to be filled. Find them at jobsfortn.gov. Let's get to work, Tennessee.
Welcome back. Tullahoma aldermen also gave their reports on activities around Tullahoma.
Sorry. Just an update on the Comm Center. We're continuing to meet there. We've got a process in place. We're working with CTAS. They're going to help us kind of develop the process. We've got a great new representative there in Heather Duncan, which was exciting to have. Also, I do want to I know you guys will be here later, but thank you for coming out tonight. This is a pretty good crowd. And that's it, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. McGee.
Since our last meeting, I did attend Tullahoma Housing Authority meeting. Kudos to them. They completed an audit and they scored very well on their audit. They're almost up to 98% of capacity. They are also accepting payments through a COVID relief program that helps their renters during this pandemic. And I still have information on different resources for anyone who needs, who may need some help during this time. We're still dealing with the loss of jobs and different things. So I still have information if anyone would like to get a copy of that. I also had the opportunity to go to the exhibit at the Tullahoma Fine Arts Center, Sign of Times, the Great American Political Poster, 1844 through 2012. They have some very interesting pieces, the design trends, posters depicting the particular era, and it's just a really good exhibit. It's really interesting, and I encourage you all to get a chance to see that before that ends. Also, the Clay Studio, I'm excited. I am going to participate in that. It's just good that they have all of the opportunities that they have at the Tullahoma Fine Arts Center. Thank you to Tullahoma Parks and Recreation for being the drop-off spot for the eggs for the Easter egg hunt that's going to be April 3rd at 2 o'clock, held at South Jackson Civic Center behind the Old West Middle. So thank you to everyone who have donated eggs. The concerns that I mentioned at our last meeting are getting resolved, so thank you to Ms. Moody and Public Works for working on that. I also attended the visitation of Tommy Williams, who was a longtime employee of the city of Tullahoma. So I just ask that everyone continue to pray for his family during this difficult time. And I think that is it for me as well, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman McGee. Mayor Pro Tem Blanks.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I will be short. I had a Duck River meeting. I also met with a stormwater lady out of Memphis, and I don't remember her name.
Marquita Bradshaw.
Marquita Bradshaw. She came in to see if she could help us with our stormwater issues and go over things. Shop Tullahoma, and that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. That is that's good. That's a good thing.
We got a crowd.
That's a good thing. All done.
Yes, sir. So as Alderman Blanks mentioned, we did have a woman from Memphis who came with the Sowing Justice environmental justice group that was invited by Go Green to talk to us more about our stormwater program. So this has been something that I know several of our citizens have been concerned about. So she's going to be doing a lot of gathering information for us, just trying to figure out what are people's concerns so that we can do something about it. So you may see her in your neighborhood or some of the other folks from Sowing Justice. Just understand that these are not members of the city of Tullahoma. These are not government workers. So they're just more or less just gathering information so that we can, share information with others. So other things that are going on, we have with the farmers market on April 5th, we are going to be giving away composters through the ISWA group, so the Interlocal Solid Waste Authority. This is through a grant with them. So if you are interested in a composter, this is a great way to reduce our trash and in Tullahoma. That's going to be available at our farmers market at South Jackson Farmers Market. On April 19th, we're partnering with TVA, and we're giving away rain barrels to help with flood control and stormwater as well. And then I know several folks have talked about doing some sort of cleanup. So I've had several people reach out to me. I know Alderman Almacher and Alderman Berry have both said something about a cleanup. So Earth Day is coming up. That's April 21st. So the next Saturday is April 24th. So we'll have a cleanup on April 24th. You can get your stuff from Public Works at that time. That's 8 a.m. We'd love to have the citizens come out and help out with that. And finally, I want to say a big thank you to Vanderbilt Hospital. They have agreed to partner with us to have an idle-free zone in our schools. So I know we've got a lot of people when they come to pick up our children. There's a lot of cars running, especially when it starts to warm up. But that's a lot of exhaust, and especially in wake of a pandemic, and people aren't as strong maybe, with their lung strength as we would like. This is just one other way that we can just ask folks to just make it an idle-free zone. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Dunn. Alderman Blackwell.
I apologize because I have a lot on this one. First, I went to the Literacy Council on Friday, and they wanted me to tell each of you thank you so much. I went and helped alphabetize books as best as I could with my children. So thank you. The space is looking great. It's just really exciting to have them in there. And they wanted me to specifically tell each of you thank you so much for supporting that. We had the TML conference, which I wanted to make sure we all said, and a planning commission since our last meeting. Tomorrow's our school board meeting. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to be there, so I will send an email update to Ms. Vaughn, Sandy Vaughn, there to give to them for me. I will be at Vanderbilt, actually, with my son. Other things I was going to say is 2 weeks ago I spoke at East Middle School with our 8th graders, again about our healthy relationships conversation. This year we're moving from doing it with just 7th graders to doing it with both 7th and 8th graders. This was our pilot time with the 8th graders, and it was really interesting because we expanded our conversations from being just what are warning signs to how to actually argue fairly with one another, and what bystander trainings, a little bit on what to do if they're in a situation, don't know what to do, where they can go to for help. So the conversations have been really great. I just want to thank the school system for allowing us to come in there and have these conversations. I really don't say anything. Haven of Hope does it all, but I help facilitate that. We had a couple of coffee conversations and the K-Zone conversations 2 weeks ago, and I want to thank the people that attended. I have some more questions I'll be sending to Jennifer, Ms. Moody, later this week again. I'm trying to make my emails once a week. I am really excited about something else that's happening on April 30th, and I'm having a meeting with Dr. Stevens next week about. I'm working with the National Eating Disorder Association on being trained on April 30th on the Body Project, and it is a body positivity workshop that works with 11th to 12th grade girls, is what their data shows is the best, to try to ensure that they, as I say, don't fall into the same bad habits that I had at one point and then, and don't suffer from an eating disorder as well. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm hoping to be able to work with the school system on that. If not, I'm hoping to then, if not, figure out a way to give those to those who are interested. It's for girls specifically at 11th grade on my own. So that's the other thing that's been working on. This week I'll be going to West Middle School talking to both 7th and 8th graders. This week we have the Diversity Council's first steering committee meeting, which I'm really excited about, so we can see how we can actually get that kicked off. I also went to the Tullahoma Art Center's exhibit this past weekend, and it was amazing. My daughter was not nearly as impressed as I was and got really annoyed with me trying to give her a history lesson the entire time. Jefferson Street Park, I think the next step in that is to fill the cracks. I just emailed Kurt earlier today to make sure and see where we're going to happen with that. Another thing I've been working on, apologies, again, it's been a busy week, working with Vanderbilt Hospital to see about having a forum of sorts with our diverse communities about the COVID vaccine, what kind of concerns people have about it, so that we can kind of allay those concerns and answer questions from experts, not from me or anybody else. Also, if anybody didn't see Colin Sharan's film about Walls for Women this past weekend, it premiered. It was amazing. I'm so impressed that someone his age has such this high of a caliber of art, and it's just amazing. And I just wanted to say thank you to him for not only being who he is and putting these amazing films together. Mr. Smithson's here. I love the one about you, but also, I mean, he also is highlighting some people in our community who are doing good work. So that really warmed my heart. And then I want to say a big thank you to the Tullahoma Police Department and our Tullahoma Public Works. I feel like over the past few weeks inundated Mrs. Smith with questions for them. I had so many amazing responses back today just from people saying thank you, this got solved. And so I just wanted to say thank you to them for that. So that's it.
We'll be right back with more News Leader after these messages.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community, because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
My great-grandfather started it in 1900, and now it's 2020, which is 120 years. We still measure your feet, still try to help you find a good fit. We're just a good old-fashioned shoe store where we'll measure your feet, make sure you're in the right size, and help you find a comfortable shoe for men, women, and children.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
Hello, I'm Ray Noas, and as mayor of Tullahoma, I'm strongly urging all of our citizens to follow the guidelines of CDC in helping control this virus, COVID-19. But I'm especially advising all of us to wear face coverings or masks anytime we're in a social setting where we can't maintain a distance of 6 feet or more. So be kind to your neighbor. Wear your mask.
Welcome back. The IRS prepared this video explaining how scammers try to talk people into sending them gift cards for alleged fines due.
Remember, gift cards are for gifts, not for making tax payments. Many people give gift cards as a convenient gift for any occasion. Scammers use gift cards to steal your money. Here's how this usually works. The scammer may call you, impersonating an IRS agent, or contact you by text, email, or social media. The criminal calls or leaves a voicemail with a callback number claiming that you are linked to criminal activity. The scammer will harass you, demanding you pay a bogus tax penalty. The scammer instructs you to buy gift cards from various stores. Once you buy the gift cards, the scammer asks for the card number and PIN. Don't fall for it and visit irs.gov/scams to learn more.
And don't forget to tune into this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evenings at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include a special segment on the Women's History Month. We'll hear from musician Freeman Hindeman, and in a Vintage Millennium Moment segment, Bob Couch will tell us the history of theaters in Tullahoma. All that and more on this week's Living. And stay with us, we'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
Now open in Tullahoma, Parkview Senior Living, an affordable, luxurious retirement community that active seniors love to call home. We encourage a healthy, independent lifestyle with few restrictions. Abundant amenities mean you live burden-free in a beautiful, safe home with other like-minded seniors. Still enjoy friends and family, along with your supplemental healthcare needs. See for yourself how wonderful retirement can be. Tour Parkview Senior Living today.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's going to be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor, too, when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Times are very challenging right now, and stress levels are high.
Reports indicate overdoses on the rise in communities across the state of Tennessee.
Those experiencing addiction and their loved ones may be struggling to navigate through all the change.
We want you to know that deaths from overdose are preventable.
And help is available.
Anytime.
Day or night.
How do I know?
How do I know?
I am the face of recovery in Tennessee.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this date. Our record high was in 1910 at 86 degrees. The record low was in 1968 at 18 degrees. Average high for this day is 63 and the average low is 39. 30% chance of rain for tonight with a low of 56. Cloudy with a chance of rain for Wednesday with a high of 70 and a low of 59. And thunderstorms are expected for Thursday with a high of 72 and a low of 54. And that's our News Leader Report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday evenings at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. for News Leader on 6. Stay safe and have a great evening.